Hi, my name is Cody, and this is the brief overview for the China disadvantage as a part of the policy files and the policy brief for this year's topic. This video will serve as an overview of the disadvantage, go through the general gist of the story of the disadvantage, and it will also show some of the cards and sort of the tools that are in the toolbox included throughout the rest of the file. So the China disadvantage essentially argues that China's economic growth depends on tech dominance and that China is dominating the tech space right now, that the affirmative would increase the United States' tech dominance and tech leadership and the influence across the globe when on matters of technology. And ultimately, that would hamper not only China's economy and also would restrict China's ability to control tech across the globe and be the global influencer of technology and ultimately have tech leadership. The file also includes an internal particular to renewables and saying that China's tech and influence on renewables is important, which you can definitely utilize and play with as you see fit. So the uniqueness evidence here argues exactly what we just said, that China's economic growth depends on tech dominance, and they're on pace right now thanks to innovations. The link argues that lack of US patent protection is what greenlights US Chinese tech dominance, that the plan would stifle Chinese tech innovation. The link arguments, and it's important to note this, are going to argue that because China does not have any intellectual property laws and the United States is currently loose on their intellectual property laws, that has allowed Chinese innovation to ultimately surpass the United States. Then the impact evidence argues that Chinese innovation solves extinction level threats that the United States is systematically incapable of resolving, again arguing that Chinese innovation and tech leadership is preferable to that of the United States. Here we have the renewable internal. It says that China leads the renewable tech energy. The lack of patent protection is what greenlights Chinese dominance. The China's position as the climate advocate for the global south is the best solution to climate change, and that climate change causes extinction. For extinctions on the uniqueness level, we have evidence that says that yes, China is rising right now, especially in the context of tech innovation and of economic dominance. So plenty of cards that you can have to play with on the uniqueness level for that argument that sort of allude and share light to that. And then here you'll have some uniqueness arguments for the renewable internals that in particular China is leading the market in renewable technology across all different sectors, be it EVs, hydro, geothermal, etc. You also have some uniqueness arguments that shows that the United States tech dominance and influence is declining as well. We've included generic links that IP protection is the key deterrent of tech influence, as well as some specific for different topic areas, whether it be patents, norm setting, which is more just the generic, but argues that norms in particular sectors could be key, especially when it comes to IP protections and patents. Links for the renewable internal as well are included here for you. And then on the impact level, we have internals that show that Chinese economic collapse leads to war, and that the Chinese economy is ultimately the most important impact, and impacts that sort of show the consequence of if China's economy ultimately collapses. So this argument here again you could use for like in Taiwan internal if you wanted to really develop that. And we also have a global econ impact that shows that China's economic superiority is key to the global economy, as well as some China hedge cards that say that China's hedge is good. Chinese leadership for AI is another internal that you can definitely explore and play with if you want. And so you have some cards here that are included for Chinese AI tech leadership and that Chinese economy ultimately solves AI's best. And then you also have the warming impacts to go along with the renewable internals. So plenty of evidence here that says that Chinese tech leadership would solve the renewable transition, that they're best for it, and ultimately that climate change is an existential impact. For the affirmative side of the file, we have uniqueness arguments that China will lose the tech race, and so plenty of evidence to indicate that, as well as the arguments that China's economy is not doing so well in the current state. We've included some link offense for the link level that China has declined and the US must maintain force, and as well that the affirmative of the United States maintaining force could lead to healthy competition, which would be best for both economies. We also have some link defense that it's not zero sum and that competition doesn't have to compete against each other. On the impact level, we of course have the hedge impact turn that says that Chinese tech leadership is bad and that it decimates United States hedge, as well as that it's bad for the United States as a deterrent, that it causes geopolitical war, all of those goodies. We also have some impact defense that China can't win, that they can't be a leader, as well as some more evidence and warrants for why that is the case. Some defense that says that improvements are a smokescreen, that even if China is improving now, that it's not systemic. And here's some more warrants that indicate that. And then, of course, the cards that just say that Chinese hedge is bad, Chinese tech influence is bad, and Chinese tech leadership is bad. So plenty of cards to go there. And finally, the last tool on the impact level is ultimately the United States tech is good, influence, hedge, etc. And then a little bit of warming impact defense in case you wanted to include that in your 2ACs as well.